Fox News. So during an interview on Sean Hannity's show, the Guardian Angels decided to rough up a man on live television, and Hannity was loving it. Here it is.
In fact, our guys have just taken down one of the migrant guys right here on the corner, 42nd and 7th, while all this is...
Can you pan the camera?
They've taken over. They've taken over. You'd like the camera over there if at all possible.
Yep. You got your key open, guys.
He is out of control. Out of control.
There. All right. Now, Eric Adams often complains he's getting no support from the federal government to help him with the surge of Joe Biden's unvetted illegals in New York. And that could be because of the so-called border czar is a little distracted right now.
Put up the picture full mass. We just watched an assault on live television, and the host was saying, turn the camera around, let's make sure we see it. Encouraging this kind of behavior. Now, remember, there's a political angle here. One of the individuals actually ran for mayor himself, trying to get more political points on Sean Hannity's show. Hannity did cut the video at a point, but returned to give a few extra details with his guest. Well, he had been shoplifting first, Sly Wah claimed. The Guardian Angel spotted him, stabbed him, he resisted, and let's just say we gave him a little pain compliance. His mother back in Venezuela felt the vibrations. He is sucking concrete. The cops scraped him off the asphalt. He's on his way to jail. That's what the man said, okay? He also added, but they'll cut him loose. We've got to take 42nd Street back, Sean. Put his picture back up again. Sir, somebody's gonna kick your ass, sir, if you keep playing around like this. What are you talking about? He says these illegals, they think they own this street. They think they rule the night. This is our country. If they can't abide by the rules, then they're gonna be going to kick them back to where they came from. The racism, the bigotry, the allowance of it on Fox News with no pushback, okay? Back where they came from, right? There's more. So he also promised that people who commit crimes don't belong in our country. People who commit crimes don't belong in our country. 81% of Americans will commit a crime. 100% will commit a crime by the age of 12 years old based on statutory rule, all right? They just won't be caught. So basically we won't have a country predicated on his proclamation. So he says they don't belong in our country and that his group, which he founded in the 1970s and now reportedly has chapters in 13 countries, would make sure you pay a price for that, end quote. We've got to fight for what we know is right. You saw a little bit of this, he added. All right, taking the law to your own hand, I guess. Beating up a person for shoplifting food because they're hungry. I guess that gets your rocks off. I guarantee you there are a few streets you won't go down and play that mess with them. And while you have your camera crew there and you're acting big and bad, you're not solving any problems, sir. You're creating them. You see, cause and effect has a relationship. You're dealing with effect. So now you're dealing with effect on effect. That's it. You're an effect, and what you just did was an effect. And you're not dealing with cause. Cause is this: if a man has a livable wage, he doesn't have to shoplift. If a woman has a stable work environment and a stable home environment, that woman does not have to shoplift. See, this is a very minor dynamic that we can all easily understand. You dealing with effect only creates more effect from that. It does not treat the cause. But we are in a place in our political conversation where literally any legislation that is being presented to deal with cause, to help resolve the underlying principle that permeates into the effect, that policy, those resolutions, that bipartisan agreement is being called ridiculous. Don't do it. Don't give them that. It'll make the Democrats look like they won, et cetera. Wozni, it's sad as hell, man, that these individuals really believe they're right. And there are a lot of people backing them with this insanity.
Yeah, I'm a New York City native, and so watching that clip it struck me in the sense that New York, we're pretty proud about our sort of reputation for being the cultural hub of the country, in the sense that it's the most diverse city in the most diverse country in the world. I'm wondering how this guy can tell who a migrant is in Manhattan. That seems absurd to me, that these guys can pick out, because again, this is a very immigrant forward city, and quote unquote legal immigrants. There's a bunch of them all around New York City. So I'm wondering, you can't just say, oh, this person's speaking Spanish, they're an immigrant. That person might be Puerto Rican. Those are American citizens. Like I really do wonder how these dudes think that they can just spot an immigrant. And I don't know why they think they feel empowered to sort of deal with the quote unquote problem as they see it. This just reads to me as bigotry. I hesitate to go there oftentimes, but a lot of times it's pretty obvious what these guys are talking about and who they think don't belong in America or in New York City. And the last thing I'll say, Dr. Richey, is that I do know people who work in social services in New York, like people that I grew up with. The infrastructure is a bit overwhelmed right now. I don't think the answer is to beat people up on the streets. I think the answer is to provide more resources to the infrastructure, around New York City, as it deals with getting people to and from court dates, having housing for people to stay in, and things of that nature. I obviously don't think that the answer is these white boys playing cowboys, right, and beating people up in Times freaking Square.
Very well said. Let me say this. Two main reasons for undocumented immigration. Number one, CEOs, companies in America willing to hire them. That's over 90%. Okay. Number two, the instability of the country they come from. If you want to solve it, you tackle those two dynamics immediately. You help stabilize the nation. Hell, we can spend unlimited money to destroy a nation. We can't spend a little bit of money to stabilize them. No, because we actually benefit from the manipulation of the economic markets that are being done in those countries. We benefit from the cheap labor. Do you see the point? All right.